Urban Paranoia remix.
So now you've closed your goodnight eyes, whispered your instructions. You've let your lovers taste the cake, then plotted their destruction. While in the town that you call home, your parents own a hovel, and you drive by in your limousine and you smile to see them grovel. And baby says she got a break from some guy who'd take her photo, but he doesn't have a studio, so he says, why don't we meet up at a motel? She needs to be a star so bad, and she tells you it's her destiny. So she does some favors for the boys and says, maybe they'll invest in me. And all the guys smell all the same, so she learns to turn her nose off, and all their promises smell the same. As soon as she takes her clothes off, the airport's shut because the runway froze, or so the TV said. Oh, and Johnny No One just jumped off the roof with a Bible on his head. His mama swears that she's in shock and that Happy's so distressed. Then they're on the Late Late Show and the checks are signed the press. They never would have amounted to much, nobody would have heard their story. So they take the fame while it's there. Poor Johnny lost the glory. The preacher had a dream last night where an angel gave salvation, while the sergeant caught a glimpse of hell and firebombed the station. They meet together at the docks and swap the consequences. For 30 years they've kept the faith, now damn all the pretenses. And the candidate comes a-calling while his young wife's at the surgeons. You got to look good on prime time when you shout, let's bomb some turbans. His skeletons, they're all PR trained before they leave the closet. He'll sleep with some new pickup tonight, and tomorrow say, who was it? The magazines post perfect waists to girls with eating problems. They choke to death on diet pills, and the company says, what of them? And all the banks get a creche installed for their high executive mothers who close down the nursery school next door. There's one law for the others. And the dealers selling bad advice make fortunes from bad hunches, and they spit upon the homeless on their way to their business lunches. Freedom isn't what it was, and you know that that's a fact. It used to be you were born with it, now you're sold it with strings attached. And the chemical firms keep pumping junk into every stream and river, while the tax goes on the heating bills, so the poor and needy shiver. While in their luxury offices, the right-wing bigots ponder, we like to give the black the job, the way I think that it's beyond her. And who needs playgrounds anyway? What's in it for us? And let's shut down the daycare center, the old won't make a fuss. But conscience, it don't apply no more. You traded it in for a luxury life to get you that mansion by the lake, and a right connection, wife, and this clouds above the hunting grounds and thunder in the lowlands. There's storm warnings on the radio, and power's in the wrong hands. But every other noise you hear, it's a beatbox or a siren. the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. And you say, tell me why then? When did you last call up home or wonder where your friends are? Or did something good for anyone without asking what the ends are? The world outside is getting dim, the light is turning grey, and the razor blade you on a whim and strip your faith away. And the shy guy in the boarding house cuts the glossies into pieces. He knows the page 3 girl loves him, and each day his rage increases. That blonde girl in the flat below, he knows it's her, but is it? Maybe next time she's all alone, he says, maybe I'll pay a little visit. And Jenny, she still gets those dreams each time she shuts her eyes. She can't forget what Daddy did, no matter how she tries. And Mommy didn't want to know, she just said she was lying. Now Daddy's at the door again, and he loves it when she's crying. Far away somebody's son paints Jesus on the wall. For 90 days they torture him, and then they say, well, that's a draw. Belief won't get you far today, it soon runs out of gas. All those years without any proof, how long could it last? Oh, someone's knocking at the door. Let's pretend that we're not home. It's not that I'm paranoid, but please leave me alone. I know you'll only smile at me, then pounce and do your worst. I know you wanna kill me, so I'll just have to kill you first.
What was that at the end there? Man. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever... That's a remix of Welcome to the 90s. It was called Welcome to the 90s when I wrote it. It's called Welcome to the New Millennium when I was singing it there. And it's now been re-copyrighted as Urban Paranoia. It didn't have the... Normally after the... And Jenny, she's still... And then it's normally a very sharp harmonica blast in G sustains to mimic a scream. I've got a hankering to play that. Ow! I'll remix it. man, what a difference 2 months makes. Yeah, do I want to do it with a harmonica or not? I guess it all depends if there's an A harmonica, actually. You've closed your goodnight eyes, whispered your instructions. You let your lovers taste the cake, then plotted their destruction. In the town where you call home, your parents own a harbor, and you drive by in your limousine. You smile to see them novel. Baby says she got a break, some guy will take her for, but he doesn't have a studio. He says, won't you meet me at a motel? She needs to be a star so bad. She tells you it's a destiny, so she does some favors for the boys and says maybe they'll invest in me. All the guys smell all the same, so she learns to turn her nose off, and all their promises smell the same. As soon as she takes her clothes off, the airport's shut, there's a runway froze, or so the TV said. Oh, and Johnny, no one, just jumped off the roof with a Bible on his head. His mama swears that she's in shock, and Pappy's so distressed. Then they're on the Late Late Show, and the chicks are signed the press. They never would have amounted to much, nobody would have heard their story. So they take the blame while they're there, for Johnny lost for glory. And the preacher had a dream last night, an angel gave salvation. The sergeant heard a glimpse of hell, firebomb the station. They meet together at the docks, swap the consequences. For 30 years they kept the faith, now damn all the pretenses. And the candidate comes calling while his young wife's at the surgeon's. You got to look good on prime time when you shout, let's bomb some turbines. These skeletons through a PR train before they leave the closet. You sleep with some new winter tonight, tomorrow say, who was it? And the chemical ferns keep pumping junk into every stream and river, while the tax goes on the heating bills for the poor and needy shiver. While in their luxury offices, right-wing bigots on earth would like to give the black girl a job, but we think that it's beyond her. And the dealers selling bad advice, their fortunes from bad punches, and they spit upon the homeless on the way to their business lunches. Conscience and reply no more, traded it in for their luxury life to get them that mansion by the lake, and the right connection life, and the magazine's most perfect wastes to girls with eating problems. They choked it in on diet pills, and the company says what on them, and the banks will get a fashion store. They're high executive mothers who close down the nursery school next door. There's one law for the others, and who needs playgrounds anyway? What's in it for us? And let's shut down the daycare center, the old won't make a fuss. Light is coming down tonight, the streets are barren and bare. If you got someone to believe in, thanking you're not there. Wonder where your friends are, but it's something good for anyone, but asking what the ends are. The world outside is getting dim, the light is turning gray, and the razor blade you on the whip strip your faith away. Someone's tumbling down the street all dressed in black. You know where your door is to, falling off the beaten track. Kind of life you lead when you're only looking with knocking at the door. Let's pretend that we're not home. It's not that I'm paranoid, but please leave me alone. I know you smile at me, pounce and do yours. I know you wanna kill me, so I just have to kill you first. Man, there's a bad picture there. Because I can see the words on there on the... no one must know, but on the screen behind me I kind of went a little bit astray there. What's the next take?
So now you've closed your goodnight eyes and whispered your instructions. You've let your lovers taste the cake, then plotted their destruction. While in the town that you call home, your parents own a hovel, and you drive by in your limousine and you smile to see them grovel. And baby says she got a break from some guy who'll take her photo, but he doesn't have a studio, so he says, why don't you meet me at a motel? She needs to be a star so bad, and she tells you it's her destiny. So she does some favors for the boys and says, maybe they'll invest in me. And all the guys smell all the same, so she learns to turn her nose off, and all their promises smell the same. As soon as she takes her clothes off, the airport's shut because the runway froze, or so the TV said. Oh, and Johnny no one just jumped off the roof with a Bible on his head. His mama swears that she's in shock and that Pappy's so distressed. Then they're on the Late Late Show and the checks are signed the press. They never would have amounted to much, nobody would have heard their story. So they take the fame while it's there, poor Johnny lost the glory. And the preacher had a dream last night where an angel gave salvation, while the sergeant caught a glimpse of hell and firebombed the station. They meet together at the docks and swap the consequences. For 30 years they've kept the faith, now damn all the pretenses. And the candidate comes a-calling while his young wife's at the surgeon's. You got to look good on prime time when you shout, let's bomb some turbans. His skeletons are all PR trained before they leave the closet. He'll sleep with some new pickup tonight, and tomorrow say, who was it? And the magazines boast perfect waists to girls with eating problems. They choke to death on diet pills, and the company says, what of them? And the banks all get a crash installed for their high executive mothers who close down the nursery school next door. There's one law for the others, and the dealers selling bad advice make fortunes from bad hunches, and they spit upon the homeless on their way to their business lunches. Oh, freedom isn't what it was, and you know that that's a fact. It used to be you were born with it, now you're sold it with strings attached. And the chemical firms keep pumping junk into every stream and river, while the tax goes on the heating bills, so the poor and needy shiver, while in their luxury offices the right-wing bigots ponder. We'd like to give the black the job, but I think that it's beyond her. And who needs playgrounds anyway? What's in it for us? And let's shut down the daycare center, the old one make a fuss. Oh conscience, it don't apply no more. You traded it in for the luxury life to get you that mansion by the lake and a right connection wife. And there's clouds above the hunting grounds and thunder in the lowlands. There's storm warnings on the radio and power in the wrong hands. Every other noise you hear is a beatbox or a siren. The Bible says, thou shalt not kill, and you say, tell me why then? When did you last call up home or wonder where your friends are? But it's something good for anyone without asking what the ends are. The world outside is getting dim, the light is turning gray, and they'll raise a blade you on a whim and strip your faith away. The shy guy in the boarding house cuts the glossies into pieces. He knows the page 3 girl loves him, and each day his rage increases. That blonde girl in the flat below, he knows it's her, but is it? Maybe next time she's alone, he thinks I'll pay her a little visit. And Jenny, she still gets those dreams each time she shuts her eyes. She can't forget what Daddy did, no matter how she tries. And Mommy didn't want to know, she just said she was lying. Now Daddy's at the door again, and he loves it when she's crying. Far away, somebody's son paints Jesus on the wall. For 90 days they torture him, and they say, well, that's a draw. Oh, belief won't get you far today, it soon runs out of gas. 2,000 years without any proof, well, how long could it last? Someone's knocking at the door, let's pretend that we're not home. It's not that I'm paranoid, but please leave me alone. I know you'll only smile at me, then pounce and do your worst. I know you wanna kill me, so I'll just have to kill you first.
Man, I left it on. I thought I'd give a buzz as well. Do-do-do-do-do. I've got 3 minutes of file left. You in June? Didn't see much difference between that last take and the previous one, apart from that the organ is turned way up in the mix. Anyone got a capo on them? Play gently because it's way out. Wow. So now you've closed your good night eyes, whispered your instructions. You let your lovers taste the cake, then plotted their destruction. In the town that you call home, your parents own a hollow. You drive by your limousine, you smile to see them bravo. Baby says she got a break from some guy who'll take her photo, but he doesn't have a studio, so he says, why don't you meet me at a motel? She needs to be a star so bad, she tells you it's her destiny. So she does some favors for the boys and says, maybe they'll invest in me, and all the guys smell all the same. So she learns to turn her nose off, and all their promises smell the same. As soon as she takes her clothes off, and the airport checkers her runway froze. So the TV said, oh, and Johnny No One has jumped off the roof with a Bible on his head. His mama swears that she's in charge, I'd be so distressed. Then they're on a late show, and the checks are signed the press. They never would have amounted to much, nobody would have heard their story. So they take the theme while it's there. Poor Johnny lost the glory. The preacher had a dream last night where an angel gave salvation, while the sergeant caught a glimpse. Hell and fire bombed the station. They made together at the docks and swapped the consequences. For 30 years they kept the faith in the down all the pretenses. You got that look on prime time. You shout, let's bomb some turbines. The skeletons are all PR trained before they leave the closet. You sleep with some new pickup tonight, and tomorrow said, who was it? When the bank's all get a Christian store, get a high executive of others. You shut down Lutheran school next door. There's one love for the others. And then the luxury offices, the right-wing bigots ponder. We'd like to give the black girl the job, but we think that is beyond. And the trailer far away selling drugs to children 10 years old. Nobody knows about it. That story never does get told. The newspapers, just one glossy faces, celebrity point of view. Let's hope that next child that goes missing doesn't belong to you. Magazines both perfect waste to goes leading corrupt who choke to death on diet pills. The company says, what else in the banks all get a Christian store there. I executive of others. That's a draw. It's not in a minor key. I think that's taken it way too far out, isn't it? So now you've closed your goodnight eyes, whispered your instructions. Well, that will go up. Taste of cake, hunger, hunger, burning love. Jenny, she still gets those dreams. That would not work at all. Right, I'm really... Oh man, I've got to edit all this out now. Trials and tribulations.